guys, welcome back to my channel, you all. Today we are going to be talking about New York Fashion Week, you guys, and today we are going to be covering Rodarte's Fall Winter 2023 collection, you guys. If you are really into goth fashion, I'm sure you would absolutely love this collection. This is my first time actually hearing about these sisters. I mean, there are a few fashion shows that I really reviewed, but I saw them on WWD on Instagram, and I really absolutely love the collection. Obviously, I am not someone who really likes like really dark fashion. That's not really my aesthetic's not goth, to be honest. It's really feminine for the most part and light and airy. But this one really spoke to me. I thought it was a phenomenal collection. When I went and did research on it, at first I was thinking it's obviously goth. It's giving very much like Wednesday Addams. Like if they're looking for costumes for that new series that they have coming up with the new season, then this collection literally can go directly to, Wednesday Addams for sure. But when I went to do research, it's really a sister duo because it's two designers, it's Kate and Laura. They said that they wanted to do a collection that was literally inspired by fairies, but apparently it seems like they're more of like a really kind of dark fashion house. Not dark, but like they kind of like to do really dark themes for their fashion collections. I believe they had one fashion collection where it was inspired by Japanese horror movies. So I thought it was interesting. So really it's about fairies, but it obviously is about goth fairies. They said their mother actually is a really good illustrator, and she actually created some fairies that she made from colored pencils, and she actually gave it to them, and they blew them up and they put them on these caftans that kind of like have these feathers and frills kind of like around the rims or around the hem of the dresses. And they were trying to go for weird and romantic, and they said they really do believe that this collection represents who they are as designers, which I believe is saying a lot. They had a lot of different things going on for this collection, but for me, my favorite part about this collection was these really beautiful, bold, like metallic fringe gowns, which really, it looks like it was really like, I don't really want to say a cape, but like the way it's shaped, because you don't see any of their arms. So I want to say it's like a cape dress, but it's made out of metallic fringe and it's super voluminous. Like they had 4 of these, and then of course they had one more dress. It wasn't the same silhouette, it was a different silhouette where it was more fitted. It still had the metallic fringe around the edge, but I just thought it was phenomenal. They had one in gold, they had one in silver, they had one in black, then they had one in another type of black, but it had like colors kind of going throughout the metallic fringe. And I just thought those were some of the most phenomenal pieces of the whole entire collection. I really absolutely loved it, and I thought it was so cool. I thought it was different. I can totally see celebrities wearing it. I can totally see, that girl Jenny Ortega. Yes, she's on Wednesday Addams. Like, she's on that show called Wednesday. But when you see her on red carpet shows, she actually dresses quite feminine. So you would not even know. Like, if you had not watched the show and you did not know what show she was in, you would not have literally kind of put the two together just based off of what she wears on the runway. But I thought this was fabulous. I really, really loved it. I kind of want to go ahead and get into the aesthetics and the colors and the silhouettes for this collection. They had a lot of linear silhouettes, meaning that they kind of went straight down. They were very slimming silhouettes as well. And they had a lot of drama. They definitely had like these lace, they had these, what was it called? What do they call them? White lace trim and white lace caplets as well. And then they had like voluminous like shapes. But what I really loved was that they had these amazing long, like exaggerated sleeves that went to the floor. Whenever I make my dresses or my tops, I always make them like longer than like the wrist, because I always hate it when like you have sleeves that come to the wrist. So I absolutely love the long sleeves that hit the floor. And it was really giving me goth. It was kind of giving me Wednesday Addams. It was also kind of giving me a little bit of witch, but they did sprinkle in like some very lightness, some light airy feels into it. I mean, in terms of like the colors, because at first they really started off with black, and then they had a little bit of blue, and then they kind of transitioned into like, which colors did they transition to? Black, blues, they transitioned into greens, they had some yellows, and then they brightened it up with some whites. They had purple and white, they had some green, they had some yellows. They kind of had like these rainbow colors, but they're not like the colors of the rainbow. They're kind of like purples, yellow, oranges, and yellows. So it's kind of like the color of a sunset. And then they also had like these really dark, deep purples as well. Me personally, I did really love the dark theme. The only thing for me, I was a little bit confused by the fairy. Like, I know their mother did it, but it just kind of seemed to me like they just kind of threw it in. I wish maybe they could have integrated it into the collection throughout, because it just kind of seemed like it came out of nowhere for me personally, because like even the fabric is very much different. It's very different from the fabrics that they had in the beginning of the collection, because really they were just working with jerseys and velvets, and they had like lace as well. I didn't see, well, I do see some silk and some satin now that I'm actually looking at the pictures. They did have some silk and some satins, but the prints came out of nowhere because they really had no prints. And then also I thought that they had this one random plaid dress, which I felt like they could have nixed that out of the collection. I personally felt like they could have done something different. Like, I'm not mad at the whole fairy thing going on here, but I think the silhouette is wrong for this, if they were going to integrate it into the collection. And then I also believe like the feathers that they had like going on the shoulders and down the side, I felt like that also was a bit too much. I felt like if they were going to integrate the fairy drawings in, I felt like they probably should have did it in a more subtle way, or maybe try to transition it into the garments. Like, I feel like they should have done more linear silhouettes, or they could have done like the bell sleeves or like the mermaid fit that they had, because there was this one dress that looked like it was a mermaid fit, but it's really not. It's like an A-line, but it has like these layers and slits of fabric that kind of billow out to make it a really nice voluminous skirt. So that's what I felt like they probably should have done. It just looked really odd. Like, if you saw this and then you saw the collection like when they first came out, you would have thought it was two separate collections. The only thing that ties it together is the very dark makeup. So for me, that was a little bit of a miss. But besides that, I really did love the collection. You know, even up until like the fringe pieces that they had before the fairy stuff came out, I thought those ones were amazing because it kind of kept the dark theme. I felt like the fairy drawings were, I felt like they probably could have done without these looks. Like, there's like about 7 looks they could have done without. Really 8 looks, and I felt like the collection would have been really solid. It's still a solid collection. I just thought this was just a little bit unnecessary. But we're gonna go ahead and get into just a couple of my favorite looks, and then a couple that I thought were a bit confusing, and then we'll wrap up. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this. Me personally, I absolutely love bell sleeves. I think they're the cutest things since puppies, honestly. I absolutely love this outfit. I love the black velvet. I thought it was so yummy. I love the really deep V. I mean, obviously I would not wear that, but I do love the deep V. I think it's very classy. And because I mean, the thing is, she's mostly covered up. So yes, you have a deep neck V-line. If it's a woman that has a lot of bosom, then it would probably not be as classy. But because she has like no breast, that it looks very classy to me anyway. I do love the bell sleeves. I actually love the silhouette of this. I think it's very beautiful, super feminine, honestly, and I think it's really nice. I really like this outfit. 10 out of 10. Another black outfit that I loved was this lace, and it had like these cascades of ruffles, and it was like kind of layered. So it's like you have it in the middle and then you have it going down towards the floor, which I thought was really interesting. Then of course you have it around the neckline. You know, me personally, I always say I do not like sheer, but this sheer actually was not bad because it covers up all of her bits. Like, you're not having to worry about your private part being out or your breast being out, because it's covered up by this darker fabric that's kind of layered it's like a layers of lace fabric on top. So I absolutely love this. I thought it was unique, and I thought it was really cool. I thought it was it was an interesting way to do sheer and lace. You know, they did have in this collection, like they had I think maybe 2 or 3 looks where these models came out with these amazing, beautiful, I believe they are calla lilies. I used to paint calla lilies all the time when I first became an artist. But I absolutely love this. I thought it was so beautiful, like having this huge amount of flowers as you're walking down the runway. I'm almost like when I get married, I want to have like a whole bunch of flowers now, because I just thought this was so cute. The way she walked down and she got all these flowers. And I love because she had it in yellow and I think she had it in black. I'm not sure what other color it was. I think she might have had white calla lilies as well. But this was when she was starting to transition into the whole fairy prints as well. I mean, the fairy dresses that have the colored illustrations on them, they were not my favorite gowns, if I'm going to be honest. I was a bit confused. But I want to go ahead and talk about this. I mean, when you look at it from afar, it's definitely some type of plaid pattern for sure. But this was kind of giving me like golf farmer, like she's like the farmer's wife, like of a golf husband or something. That's what this was giving me, so I just did not think it really meshed in well with the collection. So it's not a favorite of mine, but it's not bad. I do like the fact that even though they were trying to do golf fairies, they really did try to pull from a bunch of different things. They really tried to do something different as well and try to keep it all as cohesive as possible. So I do commend them for that. Now this dress I absolutely love. I thought this was yummy. I really love like the black velvet. Like it's like a slimmy silhouette, but then it's like you have this extra drama with these sleeves where it's like, it's almost like a cape. It's not a cape for real. I don't know how you will call it, but it's kind of like almost like a shawl cape. Like you have this cape effect, right? That goes all the way down to the floor, but that's like you have a shawl where a shawl kind of just holds your shoulders. So that's what I'm going to call. I'm going to call it a cape shawl. But I love the dress underneath. I thought this was so beautiful and sexy. I love that it's fitted. And it just, I love the colors. It's like orange, blue, purple, green, and then the pattern repeats. So I absolutely love that. And I love the shoes. And I love the blue lip. Like this one actually does not look as dark as the rest of the collection when you're looking at it. But it still goes very well, and it goes very well with the theme. Because you had these really beautiful, huge, voluminous, like, cape dresses that were made out of metallic fringe. And I just thought that was genius. Like, I love when you go to a collection and they have, like, maybe 2 or 3 or maybe 4 pieces that are really outrageous. But somehow it just works. Like, y'all remember that Schiaparelli show where he had, like, that bronze head on that woman. And then he had the lion pieces. And then he had, there was one more that he had. What's that one? Oh my god, that lady that was painted in gold. Like, it's crazy, but somehow it works and blends into the collection. And if you guys know about the Schiaparelli collection, it really was about Dante's Inferno, which is really about the terrors of hell. So when I actually was looking at Schiaparelli when they were doing behind the scenes, that lady with the giant bronze head, it was actually, there's actually a giant in the Terrors of Hell or the Inferno. So that's why he put a giant like that, a giant head in the collection. So if you guys want to know more about that, please check out my video. I'll link it down below or I'll link it in this video somewhere. But back to Rodarte. Yes, another outfit that I actually really did like, it was this outfit that it really had no shape. It was really just like you cut, like it's from the bust, right? And it just cuts out into a straight up A-line. And then you have these sleeves that are kind of cut into A-lines as well. So it's very voluminous, has a lot of fabric, it's very light. I love the colors. It almost does not go with the collection, but then again, somehow it does. I don't know what it is, but I just thought it really went well. Now, if she had colors that were a little bit darker, I felt like it would have blended in more. But I do get that she was trying to transition her collection into these, you know, fairy illustration caftans that she had towards the end of the show. So I get that. But I just want to give you guys a closer look up at the caftans that she had. You know, this looks like it's like lace ruffles going along the shoulder in the outline of the dress. And it looks like there's some lace action going on here. But these were the colored illustrations. Then it's like this pink and white cloud behind the fairy. Which, when you look at it, it actually does look pretty beautiful. Like the whole entire print of it. So I do understand why she wanted to have it in a caftan so that her mom's art could really be on display beautifully. But I just did not feel like it went with the collection. But I do love the idea of this. It is really beautiful. And their mom's super talented. Let's go ahead and get into this other one. Like you guys know, I was talking about the voluminous cape dresses that they had, which were in the 4 different colors. But then I believe he ended the show. Well, you know, at first I thought he was going to end the show with this piece because I thought it was so beautiful. But then again, I was like, you know what? I really love the fact that they actually ended the collection with this really beautiful gold one, you know. I just thought it was beautiful. I really, really did. And he chose the right model for this one. I thought the silver one was so dramatic. I always feel like when you do a collection, like you're opening, like the opening up the show, you have this outfit that is supposed to like basically show like this is a taste of what my collection is going to be. This is the warm up. I feel like the first outfit of any collection is the warm up. Like you're letting people know like this is what I have to offer. It should still be one of your best pieces, but you're warming them up. And as the collection goes on, it should get better and better and better. And I felt like the silver piece absolutely did that. Like it literally was like a stamp, like this is my collection, this is who I am, this is my last piece, this is my masterpiece. That's what I felt like for the silver and also the gold. I felt like maybe the silver should have been last because it was a different silhouette. Like the gold one, yes, it was much longer than the the other three that they had. But I felt like the silver one should have been last because it had the fairies, it had the drama, it had the bell sleeves and silver fringe, and then you have it like all the silver fringe at the bottom of it. I felt like that one should have been the last one. Because I do believe, was she wearing a crown? Yeah, she was wearing some type of crown, honey. And I just thought that one would have been beautiful. Like when I saw that, my jaw hit the floor. I thought it was amazing. You know, usually I always say that silver and gold is gaudy, but for this collection I absolutely love it because this is their aesthetic, this is who they are, this is their brand DNA. And they said that if there was a collection that represented them, it would be this collection. So I absolutely loved it, and I absolutely love the gold, but I just felt like she should have reversed the gold to the silver. That's what I would have done. But yes, you guys, that was my opinion on the Rodarte Fall Winter 2023, you all. Please let me know down below. Did you guys love this collection? Did you hate it? Are you like, no? Do you like goth fashion? Or are you like me where you're like totally like into feminine silhouettes, but you still absolutely loved it? Comment down below. Let's get it popping in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. I invite you all to like, share, subscribe. And of course, y'all know what to do. Comment. Bye.